Hey everyone, welcome back to Lost Souls, my hopefully playthrough of Dark Souls with Permadeath. I'm Greedo, also known as Dr. Johnson, and we last left off here at Firelink Shrine after finishing off the Undead Asylum. And let me just top off my HP here. And we talked to our bro, Crestfallen Warrior, and he told us to ring both bells of awakening. Now, up here we have this guy.
Hello there. I believe we are not acquainted. I am Petrus of Thurland. Have you business with us? If not, I'd prefer to keep a distance, if possible. Hello there. I realize that I have requested that we retain our distance, but I also want you to know that it is not meant in ill will. Here, take this.
Don't worry, man.
As a token
I
of peace.
don't care.
No, go ahead. It's for you.
Cool, a copper coin, thanks.
Oh my.
So useful.
Oh, I know. How about this? I have to await my companions here anyway. So what if I were to teach you some miracles? Would that please you?
Sure,
Very
I
well.
guess, but not really.
Then first, a covenant with the gods.
Now, you don't actually need to join this for the achievement, and there's really no reason to be in this covenant. The only thing it does, from what I understand, is sometimes like a special sigil will appear on the ground, and if you're close to it, you may cast a miracle without it actually using up a
Now,
cast.
let me share my miracles. Only their ultimate effectiveness will be determined by your efforts and your faith.
But also, do you need to join the covenant for Petrus to sell his miracles to you? And we also get the shrug gesture.
My companions are Milady and her young knights. She is young, but burdened by an undead mission. We are her defenses, to keep her from harm.
Cool.
Come again. The effectiveness of the teachings depend upon your faith.
Probably not, but thanks. Alright, now there's a couple of things we can pick up here. First off, up here is another soul. Now I've already picked up one of those in the last part. These are just consumable items that will grant you souls. This is an elevator shaft, and it looks like a death drop, but actually you can just go down here and it will take you to this secret stash kind of thing, where you can pick up some homeward bones. Those can be used to return to a bonfire. Morning Star and a talisman, so you don't have to buy one from Petrus if you want to cast miracles. Some cracked red-eye orbs to invade people. So, if we're to assume that this is Petrus' secret stash, and he uses cracked red-eye orbs to invade and murder people, and that casts a whole different light on him, doesn't it? He does seem pretty shady, and he is. Lloyd's talismans, those can be used to either throw at someone to prevent them from healing, or they can be used on a mimic monster to pacify it, so you can safely take the treasures from it without it biting you. Yeah, my longsword is not great against these guys. A blunt weapon, like the Morning Star I just picked up, would actually be much better against them. So I'm just gonna run I could easily kill them, but I just choose not to, because it would just take a while. And I don't want to waste you guys' time. Yeah, this looks really weird, but yeah, I guess it's another way to return to the bonfire. And sitting at a bonfire will just reset all enemies to their spawn points. Now, there's several ways we can go from here. So one, as you just saw, is the graveyard over there. And that leads to another area, the catacombs. I don't really have any business there, personally, right now. We could also go down here. And this is where our firekeeper is. This girl, she can't speak, but what she can do is reinforce our Estus flask. However, for that we need a firekeeper soul. Now, there is one if we continue down here to New Londo Ruins, but it's kinda tricky to grab without dying, so I'm just not gonna bother with it right now. And instead I'm just gonna go up here, and this leads to the Undead Burg, as you will soon see. Watch out for the firebomb dude. See, that's what I like about the longsword. It actually has a really nice moveset. So if you go two-handed, you can do a quick rolling attack that does a stab. It does a lot of damage and it comes out super quick. It's good for covering distances quickly. You go one-handed, you have this stab that goes into a slash. You have fast one-handed swings, you have those like vertical swings, and you have, as a strong attack, you have this cleave that's very good to hit multiple enemies. And the damage is, well, decent. Okay, over there is actually an item I want. And I could very well die here if I'm stupid. Oh, I made it. Yeah. Remember how I said I'm gonna use a Ring of Sacrifice so I don't get killed by Seath? Well, there you go. That's the one I'm gonna use. Now don't fall off like an idiot. Way to go, Doran. Good job. Okay. So we cleared this up pretty nicely. Wasted one Estus, but whatever. Another soul. These rats, they can poison you, so just try to take them out quickly without them biting you. See, that strong attack actually one-shots enemies without me having leveled up even once. And this is how you perform a backstab. I know there's a soul here somewhere. Or maybe not. Wait, really? Why am I misremembering this? Oh well. Oh, it's here, okay. I can hear you guys' footsteps. So, this is Hellkite Drake. We will see him again later. Don't you worry. And yeah, it's kind of a trope in FromSoft games, or like, you know, dark fantasy FromSoft games, to have a dragon in the first area that will just murder players. So you kind of have to just run away from them. Over here we can pick up a wooden shield. It's kind of bad. It has decent stability, which means that you can take attacks well without having your guard broken. But it will not block physical damage completely. But it is pretty light, so in some ways it's a decent shield. I don't really need to bother with it personally right now. Okay, so what we haven't done yet is to level up. So let's do that. So we have Vitality, which increases our max HP. We've got Attunement, that is for casting spells, or for attuning spells. So as you can see, I don't have an Attunement slot, as you can see to the right. But then at 10 I would get one. That means I could equip one spell. Endurance increases both our max stamina and our equipment load, which means we can equip more stuff without having a heavy roll. We have strength and dexterity. Those increase our damage with different weapons. So if you have heavy weapons, they're gonna scale more with strength. Dexterity is more for rapiers, daggers, spears, etc. I don't know what this is. I'm pretty sure this isn't actually a stat. I've never seen this before. So let's just ignore it. No, seriously though, as you can see, this increases our defense and our like magic, flame and lightning defenses and our poison resistance. But this is terrible. Like, it actually does nothing. I know a couple of numbers change, but don't worry about it. Just completely ignore this stat. Don't ever put a single point in this. Then we have Intelligence, which is for sorcery, but I'm not a magic nerd. And we have Faith for our miracles, which include healing spells, weapon buffs, etc. But I'm not gonna bother with that for now either. So since we're doing this kind of permadeath, I'm just gonna say challenge, even though it's not really, it's supposed to be just a chill playthrough. But yeah, I'm gonna go some HP, some stamina, those are useful. Gonna go some strength and dex, because I'm gonna be needing both of those to probably equip the weapon I'm gonna settle with. So yeah, and that is how you level up. You just go to the bonfire and then you do it. Now, let's use 2 humanity. So these things are humanities. They're a consumable item that you can use to go to a bonfire and reverse your hollowing, and this will turn you back to human. And that is what we look like as a human. And then, as you can see in the top left counter, it says 01. So that is the number of humanities I still have. I used 2 earlier, but I just used 1 up to become human again. Now I can use another 1 to kindle the bonfire, which will allow me to get 10 Estus flasks back whenever I rest at it, rather than just 5. And that is it. Okay, now, I did not go offline, so I may actually get invaded and killed here, but I guess I'm just gonna have to deal with that. I kind of hope that's not gonna happen, but if it does, then I'm just gonna have to run away. Because I don't have decent enough equipment to kill another player yet. Unless they're really fucking bad. Or maybe fall off a cliff or something. Oh, you bitch. Well, before I worry about other players, I should worry about not dying to stupid ass hollows. Because that would be embarrassing. I got some black fire bombs in here. Nice. Actually not sure if I'm ever gonna use those, but you never know. Might actually... This kind of playthrough where once I die it's just all over. This might actually make me use whatever I have at my disposal. Usually I'm just the kind of guy who just... I just got invaded. So let's just make a run for it and go to the boss. Oh fuck. This guy is gonna one-shot me. He has a dragon body. So let's just go to the boss. Ha! Get fucked, asshole. Sorry. You know, after seeing that, I might actually just switch to offline after this part. Because I really don't want to fail this run due to being invaded and just being killed by someone who is clearly endgame and invading in a low-level area and can just one-shot me. Because that is what that guy was. Because in order to get that dragon form, he has to go to a late-game area. So yeah. And this is the Taurus Demon, our first actual boss, because the tutorial boss is kind of weak sauce, which is to be expected. Now, as you saw earlier, I just took up the ladder and killed those archers up there, because they will actually give you a lot of trouble. They will just pelt you with crossbow bolts while you're trying to fight this thing. Now, if you want to cheese this boss even more... well, I mean, that wasn't cheesing yet, but... just bait him into attacking here. If you want to cheese him, you can just take the ladder back up. And then, as you remember from the tutorial boss, you can do this to do a bunch of damage. And if you want to, you can just spam that over and over. You kind of clipped me there a little bit. Just go really safe. Heal up. Don't risk it for the biscuit. That's fine. Oh my god, I thought he would be dead after that swing. Oh well, there we go. Victory achieved. Oh yeah, remember when that used to say, you defeated? Not you defeated the demon, or you defeated whatever, something, just you defeated. Some pretty glorious English. Another soul, sweet. Just gonna keep all of those for now, just in case at some point I'm gonna be at the blacksmith and just gonna need one. Ah, God, I really shouldn't
Hello. You don't look hollow.
hang around here for too long, because I can still get invaded. Because the area I'm in now has a different boss.
I have come to this great land, the birthplace.
Well, let's just listen to Solera for a bit.
Very own son. Do you find that strange? Well, you should. No need to hide your reaction. I get that look all the time. Oh, aha. So I didn't scare you. I have a proposition, if you have a moment.
Sure.
The way I see it, our fates appear to be intertwined. In a land brimming with hollows, could that really be mere chance? So what do you say? Why not help one another on this lonely journey?
Sure.
It pleases me greatly. Well then, take this. We are amidst strange beings in a strange land. The flow of time itself is convoluted, with heroes centuries old phasing in and out. The very fabric wavers, and relations shift and obscure. There's no telling how much longer your world and mine will remain in contact. But use this to summon one another as spirits, cross the gaps between the worlds, and engage in jolly cooperation. Of course, we are not the only ones engaged in this, but I am a warrior of the sun. Spot my summon signature easily by its brilliant aura. If you miss it, you must be blind.
In fact, you should be blind from staring directly into the sun all day. But anyway, so the item he just gave us is basically what you use to put your summon sign on the ground, and then other players can pick it up to summon you into their worlds, so you can cooperate and take out enemies and bosses together. Or, you know, to just hang out and wait for invaders and just gank them to death. Which is also a thing people like to do, and it's definitely good for getting a lot of souls quick. Personally, I'm more of an invader guy myself, so I like to invade those people and just murder them and all their phantoms. I don't know why, but it just gives me so much pleasure. Also, you do need to be in human form in order to summon other players. So, yeah, just remember that. If you're someone who enjoys co-op, and you're in an area that's difficult, and you're wondering, like, why isn't there any summoning signs? Why can't I summon help? It's probably because you're hollow, and you're gonna have to use the humanity, and then go to the bonfire and become human. Also, you cannot get invaded while you're hollow. You can only get invaded while you're human. So keep that in mind. It's just kind of a risk-reward kind of thing. You can summon people, but you can also get invaded. But I think this is a good place to end it. We cleared out Undead Burg and took out the Taurus demon and made it back to our sweet bonfire here. Kick down the ladder so we have a shortcut back up. And yeah. I guess we'll be continuing to the Undead Parish in the next part. Well, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you around next time. Gestures. There. Bye-bye.